Welcome to this presentation. We're going to talk about what the heck are we going to do with all of these notes and graphic organizers and ideas that we've been putting together for Major Essay 2. How are we going to translate that into a draft and an outline? So, step 1, review your resources. I want you to remember that you have the graphic organizer that you've been filling out. You have the thesis statements assignment that you had in week 7. You have the argument rhetorical context assignment. That'll help you specifically with the introduction. And the source summaries that you did in week 7 and 8. You also have all of the readings for Major Essay 2 that were approved. All right, let's talk about using the graphic organizer for body paragraph ideas. The way that we have it set up, we're hoping that it will translate really well. I want to remind you that there are required body paragraph topics for Major Essay 2. You have to have an ethos plan paragraph. You have to have a plan for using pathos paragraph. You have to have a plan for using logos paragraph. And then you have to have 2 more paragraphs that are your choice. So a choice of a helpful strategy and a choice of a pitfall to avoid. And what order those paragraphs are in depends on you. What makes sense to you? And the order will kind of come to you the more you're planning the paragraphs. Just remember, you can change up the order of the paragraphs into whatever order makes the most sense to you. Sometimes you don't really understand what order you need them in until you're writing or in the outline, which is fine. So when you're translating all of this work that you've already done into the outline, there are a couple of approaches you can use to do it, and it depends on how you work best. So some people work best by making an outline before they write a draft of an essay. Some people work best if they make the outline after they write a draft of the essay. And the outline is helpful in both cases. You just go about filling it out slightly differently depending on when you do it. So if you are filling out an outline before you start drafting, remember the reasons you're doing this is because it can help you figure out which strategies you want to write about. It's like a form of brainstorming, building this outline. It helps you organize your ideas and stay organized as you write. If you are outlining before you start drafting, the first thing I would recommend doing is filling out that far right-hand side set of boxes. Remember, everything that's highlighted you have to fill in for the outline assignment. So the right-hand column of boxes is explaining what the body paragraph is about. It's identifying which keywords you need for the body paragraph. And in Major Essay 2, one of the keywords for each body paragraph is the strategy that you were discussing in that body paragraph. And then the keyword for the rhetorical context is that reminder of what argument you're planning to have overall. So fill those parts out so you know generally what the paragraphs are about. And then work on filling out the thesis and topic sentences after that. If you start outlining after you draft, like you have a draft of the essay, now it's time for you to go back and do the outline assignment because I mean and make you do it. It's like eating vitamins. It's good for you. So the purpose of this outline after drafting is to help ensure that you have the right pieces in the right places, because what happens is we know what we're talking about. We know what we meant. And sometimes that doesn't make it on the page. And so this outline is a way to see if all of your ideas made it to the page and made it to the page in the right places. It helps you review that overall structure of the essay. So if you're outlining after you have a draft, that's really about taking the draft and pasting what you have into the outline. So I recommend starting by, well, it depends what works for you. I have the boxes in the wrong places, but it usually works best if you copy the thesis and the topic sentences into your draft. And I have this backwards. So pretend that the number 1 and 2 are different. So I usually start by filling out these boxes, the topic sentences and the thesis. And then I go back and identify what my keywords are. And then I make sure that the keywords that I identify for these boxes are represented in these longer boxes in the topic sentences and thesis statement. All right. So the outline assignment for Major Essay 2. You have to fill in those highlighted portions, which are the thesis, the topic sentences, a minimum of 5, and a minimum of 5 paragraphs worth of topic keywords. Now, when you're writing the topic sentences in the thesis, I'm expecting you to actually write out the sentence itself, not just put the keywords in there, write out the sentence, because I want to see how you're including those keywords in that sentence. And again, remember, you need 5 specific body paragraphs. You need an ethos plan, a pathos plan, logos plan, your choice of a helpful strategy, and your choice of a pitfall to avoid. So those are the 5 paragraphs you have to fill out on this graphic organizer. Let me go back for just one moment. You're going to notice that there are 6 body paragraph spaces on here. If you have another strategy you want to talk about, that's what that 6th body paragraph is for. You don't have to use it, but it's there for you if you would like to use it. All right, so what does it look like when it's filled out? I use the essay Creating Miss Clean to fill out this outline. And the thesis is, when we have this conversation, I need to carefully use ethos, pathos, logos, and open-ended questions, as well as stay focused on the solution rather than the problem. So in that thesis, we have basically all 5 body paragraph topics lined out in it. And when we have this conversation, that is a reference to what came right before, which is introducing the argument to have with the sister about cleaning. So body paragraph 1 is a logos paragraph. And you'll see on the side, the paragraph is about using delayed maintenance logical argument on the sister. It's a logos paragraph, so my keyword is logos, cleaning argument with sister. And so the topic sentence is logos will most likely be the most effective strategy to deploy in the argument with my sister about cleaning. And for the sake of making it clear, when I put this in here, I underlined those keywords. You don't have to do that, but I think it's nice because then you can see that you got them in there. You can kind of check yourself. So remember, you need an ethos paragraph, a pathos paragraph, logos paragraph, choice of a helpful strategy paragraph, choice of a pitfall paragraph to avoid. And remember, you have a 6th body paragraph that is optional. If you would like to include another strategy, you can, or you can leave that 6th one blank. Also remember that there is a copy of a filled out outline for the essay Creating Miss Clean in the weekly folder, so you can look at what a completely filled out outline looks like. Please reach out when or if you have any questions. We look forward to talking to you.